guys, it's your pal Victor here from Cult Classics and Cult Following, and today we are doing a collectibles review. That's right, we've got the brand new Android Body Krang from the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated line. This is a Target exclusive. I'm super excited to open this up. I dig the box a lot. If you've checked it out, it looks like an oversized copy of one of the Family Home Entertainment VHS compilations of like Ninja Turtle episodes you could get at like Burger King back in the 90s. If you were a Ninja Turtle fan and enjoyed Burger King, the Burger King Kids Club, they had tapes like this that usually had like 1 to 4 episodes of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, and you'd get them at like Burger King with your like off-brand Burger King half-B meal. Usually like this was like the main episode, and there'd be like 3 other like episodes. We did a VHS swap a few months back before, you know, the COVID quarantine destroyed the universe. And we played one of these videos, and like right at the beginning of every episode, there was like a join the Burger King Kids Club today. You know, super cheesy, but fun. I think you might have been able to get them at like Pizza Hut too. Not 100% on that, but yeah, it full on embraces that. The back features, you know, some stills of the figure, and there's like Baby Shredder. There's an episode where Shredder gets turned into a baby, and then there's Krang in the walker and the android body, and then there's the android body with his switch-outable hands. And even the drawing of Krang on the back looks just like that kind of style. And there's like a little description on the back here that kind of sums up, you know, the origin of Krang. Pause it if you want to read it. Basically, it says, brains plus brawn make a calamitous combination in Krang's evil android body. The evil warlord from Dimension X has been banished to Earth, living deep underground in his terrifying technodrome. This mechanical monstrosity has rampaging robot power. Just don't call him when he's in the shower. Another reference to an episode, and this actually includes like a towel, you know, when he takes a shower in the robot body, which is weird. The bald, bad-bellied behemoth includes a brand new Krang figure, Baby Shredder minifigure, 12 interchangeable hands and arm attachments, and loads more. So, you know, there's the Velcro strap. Look at that. So much stuff. There's Baby Shredder at the top. He has 2 antennas for his head, which is awesome, just in case you lose one. And we'll get into that in a minute, because we're going to do a, you know, compare and contrast thing. Because I have an actual Krang figure from back in the day, and we're going to compare and contrast. So let's open this up. Alright. Just one piece of tape. Yeah, I just happened to get to Target when they were offloading these, and I got lucky. So I don't think these are really out all over the place yet. So, and then there's like this thing, which is like a flap, background flap. Has like a nice texture. Okay, this is big. Smell fresh plastic in the morning. So here's Krang right here. And Krang is pretty big. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is Krang here. This is actual. He looks just like the animated Krang, and all bulgy brained. God, there's a ton of stuff here. There's like plans for making Krang. Like, they loaded this up. Look at this. Like the directions for making the Krang for, you know, the figures to hold. Literally a towel. Don't forget your towel. Alright, let's figure out how we're gonna get Krang out of this thing. There's a lot of stuff here. I should have had my scissors with me right from the get-go. Alright, we have freed Krang. Oh, that's cute. Shredder. Freed me from the Shredder Technodrome. Why are you a little kid, Shredder? Leave me alone, Krang. We must destroy the Ninja Turtles. Of course, Krang. I do a good Shredder. Alright. Now, Jesus Christ, there are a lot of freaking hand attachments on this thing. And there's a little hat for baby Shredder, essentially. Yeah, I can pretty much safely say we're going to have to, like, cut back of Krang's stuff here. I'm not going to go crazy with the attachments here. We're doing this in real time, folks. Alright. Okay. Let's just do it from the front. This is taking a really long time. Yeah, I'm excited. Krang's really big, which, you know, when I first saw this guy at San Diego Con a couple of years ago, and I don't collect the animated turtles, but I'm willing to make an exception for Krang. Alright. I love the paint job on this guy too. Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to start getting this out. Oh, okay, it comes apart. That's cool, that makes it easier. Alright, so here's his lower half. And it's got like the heavy, blocky cartoon lines. The legs are well articulated. It's like those kind of joints. This is also a NECA figure. I'm not going to go crazy because, you know, NECA figures break. The feet are kind of like rubbery. It's fun how much this looks like the actual, like, vintage toy. I'm like digging that. Alright, I wasn't able to get the top half out first because there's some additional, like, things here. So many rubber bands. I'm just trying to get the last two so I can get the body out. They never make it easy for you. And it could be worse. These could be like twist ties. All right, there we go. Here is the top half of Krang. You got the dimply, doughy, fat guy arms. I like this panel right here. Like, this is almost like vents too. And you can tell, like, basically the body kind of like, you kind of have to like clink it together to get it in there. And then there's a hole, and then Krang plugs in there in the middle. All right. Like I said, I'm not going to get too crazy with the accessories, but they're pretty awesome. I ain't going to lie. There's like an axe hand, a mace, another axe hand, 2 laser hands, 4 different gripping hands, and like 2 like ball and chain maces. I'm not going to use any of those right now. But what I am going to use, and I've seen like 2 reviews, and neither of them have done this, and it's been bugging the fuck out of me. Have put the antenna on top of his head. I like that they included 2 antennas just in case you lose one, but I will say it plugs in there really snug. That isn't going anywhere. There you go, guys. That's what it looks like with the antenna. So let's put Krang together. And there's also like a necklace, which is like a voice box. All right, so there's like controllers, and these little hands go around them. So let's see. See if I can get this right the first time. Okay, his tentacles are like articulated, so that makes it easy. And then this thing moves around. This is kind of like a floating diaphragm, kind of. It still has a little wiggle. I think there's a butt plug, you know. So for some shredder action. All right. I would think you do one of these sides first. Oh, that was easy. That other guy had such a hard time with this. It was stupid. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to say Krang here is about like, I'm going to say like 8 inches tall. There is no glass cover for this. That's kind of a bummer. Dude, this is so fun. All right, and here's the moment of truth, and this is why I wanted to get a review of. You know, sometimes everyone and their mom does one of these, but I had to do this because original vintage Krang. So I got this at a vintage toy show like a few years ago. This guy's in perfect shape. Like, it's got all the original stickers in perfect shape. And he matches up really well with this toy. I mean, it's not one-on-one, but like if you can't get one of these, and I got this for 80 bucks like 4 years ago. I'm sure he's worth a lot more now. And he even has the antenna. I held off on getting one for years, and usually the head was discolored or didn't have the antenna. This one, perfect shape. Dude, like, I love it. It's so good. I wish it had the glass, and I would be so happy. But other than that, it's got like tons of detail, and like the you know, the back and the sides match up pretty well. I like that he has all those attachments, you know. I mean, these are the hands I'm going to keep him with, you know. And, you know, he matches up really well with, like, vintage guys. Like, you know, here's original Bebop. Like, he comes up, like, right here. Right, like, his snout is at the button level. So I kind of, like, feel like that's where Bebop would be. Like, Bebop, don't disappoint me again, Bebop. Okay, Krang. You know? So that's cool. And if you aren't into the vintage, let's see, because I'm probably gonna get the disguised turtles, but not yet. But I do have the movie turtles, which I think are, you know, kind of a good, you know, size barometer, and they come up to like here, you know. So I think the anime, yeah, you know, just right above the yellow button. He's got good heft to him. I like him. That was the GameStop Leonardo. I have the SDCC ones too, but those are in the box. So yeah, I mean, I would honestly say if you know, you're looking for a Krang that matches up well with vintage toys and the NECA stuff. Here's like punk rock Donatello. He like barely makes it to like crotch level, you know. Like, this guy will destroy your vintage turtles, like, you know, if you don't have, you know, vintage Krang. And if you have vintage Krang, you could get a couple of these and use them as like vintage, you know, keep this guy out and like use them as like vintage Krang henchmen. I'm gonna look in the box one more time. I will say there's one thing I'm bummed out about, because like I said, this Krang is dead on like animated Krang, but as far as I can tell, and I'm looking really hard right now. Yeah, there's no, I know the other Krang that came with a walker had a little stand, so you could like put the brain in the thing, because Krang's not always in the android body, and I would be fine like displaying Krang in one of my vintage walkers, because I have a couple of those, so I might end up doing that. But I do like that the tentacles move, you know, so you can like pretend like Krang's like controlling the body. And like I said, he has double jointed knees, which are cool and kind of match that giant baby look of the android body. The arms aren't double jointed, but they, you know, this is what I always liked about the android body. He just looked like a weird doughy baby, and like, why, you know? I will say though, like I said, he's a little Humpty Dumpty, you know? So like, don't put him on the edge of your shelf. You know, he might take a tumble. But yeah. And, you know, the head kind of goes back and forth, left and right, you know, not a ton of movement in the arms like that, you know. Like I said, I dig it. I like that it looks like it can come apart. Like, they made a point of playing up the seam, which I think is awesome, actually. Like, he should look like he's like a molded toy almost, because that's essentially what he is. Right now, this toy is just hitting like the West Coast, but if you haven't gotten it yet, like, hit up Target right now. Like, it's probably bound to hit any time now. So you don't want to miss out on this. I didn't get Super Shredder earlier this year, and I actually love the Target exclusives. They're way easier to get than the Walmart ones, which are a bitch and a half. Like, I wish I gotten Super Shredder. No such luck. But this, if I missed this guy, I would have been sad, because I love Krang. I might actually put Baby Shredder, like, riding Krang's shoulder, vintage Krang's shoulder. But yeah, these guys, they make a good pair. And there you go. Compare and contrast NECA Krang to vintage Krang. I mean, I still love this guy. He's, you know, he's the bomb. I just wish vintage Krang over here had a little window, you know, so you could fit him in there. And it even has a reflective background, which I kind of wish this one had, because there's like a little like mirror surface in the back that makes it kind of have more depth. And if they weren't going to give him a glass, I wish they'd at least done that. But it looks, because it's so dark in there, you can't really see the background all that well. You know, and if vintage Krang can have a plastic shield, so can this guy. Although, to be fair, I'm actually not 100% sure that, thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that actual cartoon Krang didn't have a shield. I know the one in Ninja Turtles 2 didn't, because the body kept shoving it in. So, this is actually probably more accurate, but, you know, sometimes it's better to be a little, you know, a mix between the two. The glass always looks cool and actually would make more sense to keep Krang safe. And if you haven't read the books, the original comic books, the Krang are like, Krang's like part of an alien race called the Utroms, which all look like this. I think the newer animated series got that well. Actually, one of the things I like about this one too is this weird cart thing. Like, it doesn't really do anything, but it does let you kind of like move him around. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, this has been a really long review. This has been a really cool toy though, and I hope you enjoy the review. And I enjoyed showing off my vintage Krang, which I never get to do. He's gonna go back to the top of my toy shelf now. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and feel free to subscribe and check out my other reviews here on Cult Classics and CultFollowing.co. So later.